Welcome to Taz Talk, ladies and gentlemen. Today is June the 14th, 2025. We're going to be talking about WWE's Friday Night Smackdown. Ladies and gentlemen, the rumors, the spoilers didn't happen on Smackdown, but I think everybody's seen on social media that a debut happened on WWE Main Event. It did happen on SmackDown, but it was pre-taped SmackDown. It was on WWE's Main Event. We had a debut. His name was Hikuleo, made his debut on WWE when he had a match with Kit Wilson. I think you guys could watch that on Main Event, maybe this Thursday that's coming up, if it's going to be taped. So yeah, I think that's what it is. People are saying it might be happening on SmackDown, but it didn't. But he did have a match. He did show up in WWE. And looks like they didn't change his name because I saw a little clip of it. And it was Hikuleo. His name was Hikuleo. And his Tron says Hikuleo. So yeah, that's interesting to see. Hikuleo, I thought he was coming to NXT. But it looks like he's coming to WWE SmackDown. It's not official that he's part of SmackDown yet because he did not show up on SmackDown. I was waiting for that. But we did get a Jacob Fatu segment and talk about that he's tired of Solo because Solo keeps taking ownership of all, I forgot what the word was. Solo thinks he did everything. He's the one that made Jacob Fatu a champion, made him a star, and all that stuff. He was taking the star power that he thinks that he made, and then Solo was on the Tron, and he said that he will give Jacob Fatu another chance next week, but all Jacob Fatu has to do is say, "I love you, Solo." And then he could go back into the bloodline. I don't think they call it some bloodline anymore. But it's something. I don't know what they call themselves anymore. But maybe that's when we get Hikuleo come back, make his debut next week. So, because I believe Main Event gets aired. That episode will be aired on I think this Thursday that's coming up. I think so. We're going to be talking about Naomi. She had a segment because she won the Money in the Bank. She's missed Money in the Bank, and she said no champion is safe. She could cash in on anyone. She could go for the Intercontinental title, the Women's United States, WWE Women's Championship, NXT Women's World Championship. But look, I think she wants one title because Tiffany Stratton came out to interrupt, and she has some things to say as well. And let's see if what happens. Nia Jax attacked Tiffany Stratton and looked like Naomi was about to cash in, but Nia Jax said, "Nope, get out." And then she destroyed Tiffany Stratton more. This was after Nia Jax's Queen of the Ring match. We had two John Cena segments. One he had with CM Punk. He called out Ron Killings. I will tell you guys why he called out Ron Killings on his first segments. But he called out Ron Killings, but Ron Killings did not show up. It was CM Punk. And because John Cena thinks he's on the Mount Rushmore, I can't even say it now. Mount Rushmore, something like that. The top four wrestlers. And he says the top four wrestlers was John Cena, John Cena, John Cena, John Cena. And he says he says that he's the best, he's the GOAT, he's better than everybody. He says he's better than CM Punk. And then he called out Ron Killings because he's getting tired of this guy getting attacked by him. And then we got CM Punk coming out, and he gave him a chance to be a good guy again. But John Cena didn't want to do that. He wasn't going to give these guys, the fans, what they want. So CM Punk gave him truth. He gave him a whole bunch of troop, and ladies and gentlemen, CM Punk just cooked John Cena. Let's see what happens at Night of Champions. He said a lot of things. I don't remember everything. And then the first segment with John Cena came out, and he's really pissed because he lost to Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso at Money in the Bank, thanks to Raw Killings. And then he says he had this plan, like how to have a great retirement. He says, this is why I announced my retirement 6 months before I retire in Toronto. Remember, I was at that show, I think it was Money in the Bank, that he said that he's going to retire. I believe that's when he first announced that he's going to retire. Is at Money in the Bank in Toronto last year. So he says the reason why he did it on 60 months, not 60 months, 6 months before he does retire is because he has this plan. He knows that he could be in the Royal Rumble. He wants to face new competition, so new competition will happen at the Royal Rumble. He knows that he might not win that, so he knew that he could use his special powers as a superstar and get into the Elimination Chamber. And he knew that Seth Rollins and CM Punk is going to screw it for each other, so he knows he's going to win that. And he used Cody Rhodes' goodness, his being the babyface. He used that to win at WrestleMania. He used Randy Orton's hometown for Backlash at St. Louis to beat Randy Orton. He said he has all his plans. And then Cody Rhodes came out to interrupt John Cena. Cody Rhodes says, I'm not part of your plan anymore, because he was part of the plan at WrestleMania, but not now. And he says, Cody Rhodes asks, what does that mean for us, between us? And then Randy Orton came out to interrupt, and Randy Orton says he will do whatever it takes to get back to the WWE title. And he says he will do it at the King of the Ring. He says, if I had to face Cody Rhodes, he said, Cody Rhodes, you're my brother. But if he has to knock down Cody Rhodes, he will do it. And then LA Knight came out to interrupt. He has a lot of things to say, and he wants to win King of the Ring and take the WWE title. John Cena just tried to walk away. He goes up the ramp. He gets attacked by Ron Killings. Even when with the CM Punk and John Cena thing, when CM Punk was about to leave, Ron Killings attacked Cena. Oh, I got the cups. Oh my God, I get some coffee now. Ladies and gentlemen, and then after that, Nick Aldis doesn't know what to do with Ron Killings. He won't stop attacking Cena and having security guards trying to take Ron Killings out. Everybody's still calling him R-Truth. He says he's Ron Killings, but everybody's still calling him R-Truth. I guess a lot of people are not used to it, calling him Ron Killings. They're used to calling him R-Truth because he used that for his whole WWE persona since 2009 to now. Yeah, to now, 2025. He got released in 2025, and he came back in 2025. But he says, what do you want me to do? And Ron Killings, I want to call him Ron Killings, says, give me a match with Cena next week. And Nick Aldis says, you and Cena? You got it. So next week, it will be Ron Killings versus John Cena next week. I think this is the first time since the retirement John Cena is going to be wrestling on a Smackdown. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have our first Fatal 4-Way King of the Ring. First round? I guess first round. Or I call it the qualified match to the semifinals. We have our first one. Randy Orton versus Carmel Hayes versus Aleister Black versus LA Knight. Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it was a pretty decent match. I enjoyed it. Even the fans loved it. They said this is awesome. The winner of that match and heading to the semifinals to face Sami Zayn at King of the Ring will be Randy Orton. Randy Orton is going to the King of the Ring again. He was in the finals last year. He lost to Gunther. Can he win this year? We got this is the women's Queen of the Ring. We got Jade Cargill versus Piper Niven versus Michin versus Nia Jax. It was not a bad women's one. Nia Jax and Piper Niven working as a team, of course. And then they exploded as a team because I think it was Nia Jax trying to pin somebody, and Piper Niven was happy, and she attacked Miss Nia Jax and put her through a barricade. Was this the match that they knocked out Wade Barrett out of his chair in the commentary, or was that the last one? There was a match where somebody got knocked out. Somebody went over the barricade and knocked Wade Barrett out of his chair. I think it was the last one. But ladies and gentlemen, the winner of that match was Jade Cargill. She's going to the Queen of the Ring. She picked up Piper Niven. And then next we got the Y6 versus the Motor City Machine Guns. Well, ladies and gentlemen, DIY didn't want a piece of them. So Nick Aldis chose which team that will face the Y6 first. It will be the Motor City Machine Guns. So we got Joe Gacy and Dexter Lumis versus Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin. I thought it was a pretty decent tag team match. The fans didn't really react. They haven't react. They react for the big guys. Like, Motor City Machine Guns are big guys. Not top guys, world title top guys, but they're a top tag team. I go crazy for the top tag teams. And the big top big guys too. But ladies and gentlemen, I thought it was a pretty decent match. Joe Gacy and Dexter Lumis are good as a team. They could get better, and I think they will get better. Now they're actually working as a tag team and trying to go for the tag team gold. Because when they first came to WWE, or the whole persona of Y6, they weren't working as a tag team. They were working as a group. They were attacking factions. They attacked the Final Testament. They attacked American Made. They weren't trying to go for the tag team titles on Raw. And now they look like they're going for trying to go for the tag team gold. So that's what I'm okay with. And they could be better now because they're going to work more tag team matches. And it looks like Joe Gacy and Dexter Lumis is going to be the tag team of the faction. You could have Eric Rowan and Uncle Howdy go for the tag team titles too, but normally every faction has two guys for the tag team. Like American Made, they got the Creed brothers. Judgment Day will be JD and Finn Balor, and on the women's side will be Liv Morgan and Raquel. But that's how it works. Even on 2K25. You put a faction, only two guys could go for the tag team titles. So that's how it works. The winner of that match was the Y6 because it's the return match. So yeah. We have Alexa Bliss versus Alba Fire versus Charlotte Flair versus Candice LeRae. We were supposed to have Chelsea Green, but she couldn't make it. And she was, looks like she was on vacation. And tried to reschedule the match next week, but Nick said no. I'm going to put Alba Fire in it. She's here. She's ready to fight. Put her in. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it was a pretty decent match. I thought the Queen will win. Right now, she's a wannabe Queen because the winner of that match was Alexa Bliss. And then we have Cody Rhodes versus Shinsuke Nakamura versus Andrade versus Damian Priest for the King of the Ring, and I thought it was a pretty decent match. They used the table, the Slim Jim table. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of that match and heading to the semifinals will be Cody Rhodes. I believe that's it I could talk about on the WWE Smackdown. I don't know what else was there. I don't think they had a lot of interviews. They have Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair interview, but I believe that's mostly it. Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys enjoyed this video, hit the like button, leave a comment below, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell. We have nothing about 2K25 still. Nothing about this celebrity guest. Nothing about this WrestleMania DLC. What in the bloody hell is happening here? Why is it taking forever? Oh, man. But ladies and gentlemen, that's all for me today. Tell us out. See you guys tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. See you guys on Tuesday for Monday Night Raw. I don't think there's a pay-per-view happening this weekend. So, see you guys on Monday Night Raw results. That's all for me today. Tell us out. Bye.